They told me the money was gone. We lost everything. My father's voice trembled just enough to make the words feel real. Beside him, my mother nodded, her eyes brimming with tears, fingers gripping a tissue like it was the only thing holding her together. I didn't cry. I just sat there, nodding along, too stunned to speak, my body numb. Hollow, that night, I buried myself in scholarship websites until my eyes burned. I applied to 3 community colleges and picked up a night shift at a dingy diner, scrubbing beer stains off bar stools while pretending I wasn't having my future stolen. 2 weeks later, it was midnight when I heard it. I was heading to the kitchen for a drink of water when I caught the sound of laughter drifting from the den. My brother's voice, loud, cocky, "Yeah, Dad, seed round's done. Can't believe we pulled it off using her fund." She actually bought the "we lost it" line. Genius. Laughter. Proud. Familiar. Then my mother's voice. "Well, at least one of our kids is doing something worth investing in." The glass slipped from my hand, shattering on the floor, the noise ringing through the house like something inside me breaking apart. They rushed out when they heard me. My mother flinched. My father froze. My brother smirked. "Sweetheart, it's not what it sounds like." My father stammered. I didn't say a word. I didn't need to. I just walked out, not in anger, but with clarity. It's funny how betrayal doesn't announce itself. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It tightens slowly like a noose until you can't breathe. They thought I'd beg. They thought I'd work double shifts, fade into some dull version of myself, too consumed by survival to ever rise above the ashes they left me in. But I was already 3 moves ahead. You see, I'd started moving my assets a year ago after my father co-signed a Roth account for me and offered to help manage it. I got curious, asked questions. He dodged. So I learned, quietly, I learned how to withdraw funds without leaving a trace. Once I turned 18, I re-registered the account under my name, opened new accounts under a different trust name, moved my money out of their reach. It wasn't much, but it was mine. They thought they'd drain me dry, but they didn't realize I'd already pulled myself out of their grasp. Over the next few months, I became someone else. In public, I played the part, polite, cold, indifferent. "Thanks, Mom." "Sure, Dad." I cooked dinners, asked about their days. But in the background, I kept my eyes on my brother's startup. Turns out, he registered it under my father's name to funnel tax breaks. Sloppy. I dug deeper. I pulled bank records, screenshotted messages from his old laptop when he left it unlocked, took pictures of whiteboards full of plans, logged phone calls, copied term sheets. He never saw me standing behind him, watching, learning. I learned everything. Who they pitched to, what they lied about, the inflated valuation, the plagiarized code. I packaged it all up and sent it anonymously to the VC firm that had just invested $200K. Then I tipped off a tech ethics journalist I'd met while working the night shift at the diner. 2 weeks later, the headlines exploded. Promising startup implodes after whistleblower exposes fraud. Founders under fire for misusing daughter's tuition fund to finance business. Insider parents involved in conspiracy. Their empire crumbled. But I wasn't done. The final move had to be personal. I invited them to dinner, the same Italian place we used to go for birthdays. Candlelight linen napkins, the illusion of family. They came. My mother wore pearls. My father wore guilt, heavy, performative. My brother arrived late, still pretending he had everything under control. I waited until dessert. Waited until my father reached for the checkout habit. "It's covered," I said, taking a sip of my wine. He blinked. "By who?" I leaned forward, calm, steady. "By the trust one funded after selling off the domain your son tried to patent. It was in my name. Always was." My mother gasped. My father's lips parted, but no words came. My brother scoffed. "You can't prove any of this." I already did. I cut him off. "That's why your investors are suing. Why the SEC is investigating. Why your accounts are frozen." Silence. "I didn't want an apology," I said. "I just want acknowledgement." But now I didn't even need that. I stood up, tossed my linen napkin onto the table. Dinner's paid for, just like your consequences. I walked out of that restaurant not just debt-free, but owning the LLC they built on my name. I took the scraps they left behind and turned them into leverage. I'm in college now on a full ride. Changed my last name. Changed my major. Finance, naturally. Sometimes people ask why I don't talk to my family. I tell them the truth. Some debts aren't meant to be forgiven. They're meant to be collected.